Where are my notes? Good afternoon, engineering 2. Today, by the way, if you guys watched the video, which I'm going to assume you guys did, right? The video talked to you guys about auxiliary views and why you need auxiliary views. And then, if I recall correctly, I also gave you another video that helped you do your homework number 10. Homework number 10 is creating auxiliary views sketch format. Thumbs up. Okay. Homework number 11, which is what we're going to do today, it is now that you guys know what auxiliary views are required for, and also then let's work on homework 11. I think I have it somewhere here. Homework 11, engineering 2. Let me download it. Homework 11, auxiliary views. Let's go that one, and I'm going to put it in the desktop. No, let's put it in my drive. I think you guys have an engineering 2 folder, and I'm going to put it right there. And let me uncompress it. Extract it. Okay, dokie. It's that one, and let me get rid of this guy. Okay, so if you guys go to your homework number 11, you guys are only going to see homework 11. This is me. I did not give you guys extra credit. Actually, I did. You guys will have the in-class number 11 and your homework 11. I get to do homework in-class 11. You get to do homework 11. Okay? So let's open those two so I can find out which files I need. Okay, so that's your in-class number 11. I gave you guys a couple of notes. And this is your homework in-class number 11. Do just like mine. And I'm going to be honest, some of these drawings, they have mistakes. But I'm not going to go and do them all again. So if you get to go and you get to see a mistakes and you point it out, just do it as mine, and then I won't take away the points. Because you can argue it, right? You can say, hey, you know, I made the same mistake than you gave it to me. Does that make sense? All right, so I need an inch drawing, for sure, inches. And I need a B-size sheet, which means I am going to go to the desktop, and I'm going to grab the templates that I need. Let me see. This guy here, and I'm going to make a new folder. This guy is my grade 2, and this guy is the in-class 11. I'm going to open that folder that I just made in my desktop. By the way, I noticed that some of you guys are working in your flash drive. I would not recommend you guys do that because what happens is that you might corrupt your flash drive, especially as we're getting with files that are bigger and it's demanding more of your computer per se. If for whatever reason, and I've seen it happen, okay? You guys start working on your computer, and then you're naming things and moving things around, and then these files become huge, and then you're like, okay, I'm done. Everything was saved on the flash drive, okay? Then you are done, and you're like, okay, I need to eject my file, eject my flash drive. Well, they will not let you, and I don't know why. I'm going to assume it's because the files become a little bit too big, right? And then they will not let you, and you'll be like, oh, why is it not coming out? I gotta go. Boom, take it out. And as soon as you do that, your flash drive gets corrupted. And then you go on next time that you plug your flash drive in, and then you're like, you need to format your flash drive. There is something, and boom, you lost all of your work. So I would suggest to do this, okay? And that's in general for all the classes that you get to talk to me that I do computers, right? Create a folder in your desktop, work in your desktop, finish your assignment in the desktop, and whenever you are done, grab the whole folder, put in your flash drive. Okay? When you gotta do, and maybe you did not finish, maybe just copy and put on the flash drive. We'll do the same concept. Grab the folder, cut it, and put it in the desktop. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go to the templates. What do I need? So I need a B-size sheet, and I don't need a millimeter drawing, so I'll go back. I need a US part, I need an inch part, and I need a B-size. So I'm gonna copy these two. I'm gonna put them in my folder. the first thing that I want to do is I want to rename them. So I want to call this guy in class 11, class 11 part. And I'm going to call the other one in class 11 drawing. I'm going to open those two. Open. And while that guy is opening, let's figure out how to do this one. What you guys know? What did I show you guys? Extrusion, holes, dimensions. That's it, right? What else did I show you? Fillets. Did we talk about mirror? Mirror. How will you guys do this? Say that I give you this for your midterm. Say, hey, make it happen. How will you do it? By the way, the one in your midterm, I will not give you dimensions. You gotta put the dimensions. The one in your midterm is gonna look something like maybe like this, similar to this. Make it happen, right? So you gotta come up with the views. You gotta put the notes. You gotta put the dimensions. And eventually make it happen, right? Based on what I'm giving you, how would you go? Sorry, I have an idea how to do it. Okay, so you guys, you're telling me to start the rectangle here? Yeah. And what after that one? Draw it out on the front. Draw it out on the front. Draw out what? The topic? This one? On the top? This guy? On the top, you'll be right. The top here? No, I have to go to the top here, right? To the top right. So you're saying after I do the rectangle, come and grab a shape? And then what? Extrude it? That will give you the shape. And then what? So this one was already done, right? After I did the sketch. This to me, I used to have a conclusion of that. You know, to be honest, this one is not bad. I think the only thing that it might be hard is the homework. Might be a little harder than mine. We'll talk about your homework, okay? Let's get this one out of the way really quick, okay? To be honest, there is not a simple way of doing none of this stuff. Okay, there are many ways of doing it. When I check your exam, I am going to be looking for modeling practices, right? That your sketches are used. You should not have sketches just floating around with nothing used. Your sketches should be fully constrained. You should not have dimensions that you do not need, right? That's why I show you guys how to use the constraints. The way that I would do it, I will not create the rectangle. I'm going to be honest. I will not. Because if I'm going to do this profile, might as well do the whole thing here, right? Just try not to do it too complex. I will try to not put any fillets. Try to keep it simple. All right, so I'm going to go to my home view. And then I'm going to go here, right click, create a new sketch, right click, and then just start with it. Let's make it something like that. Don't worry too much about the angles. Just something like that. Something like that, right? Okay, so I got 60 degrees and 45 degrees, and the whole thing is 0.375. Okay, 60 degrees, 45 degrees, and then I'm going to grab that dot and I'm going to push it until it matches. Now, everything is 0.375. I can do the dimension for this guy. Dimension from here to there, 0.375. 0.375. The problem is with this guy, right? This guy has to be parallel with that guy. How do I make it parallel? Just remember, which is the command that I use. So this one, that's parallel. Well, that's not, this one's parallel, right? So parallel. I want to make that guy parallel with that guy. Okay. Now the same thing that you guys were to look at the dimensions. You were to click on the dimensions. You guys will notice that it has a dimension number. In this case, it's dimension 101. You guys see it? This is a parametric model. That's why you call it parametric modeling or parametric sketches, parametric everything. Because they are driven parameters. In this case, the parameter is 101. It's a dimensional parameter. If you guys want to know how many parameters you have in this model, you go here to the one that has the fx. See the fx? Where you build the parameters. If you click on the fx, eventually you will see the parameters that that are currently in the model, currently model parameters. You guys will notice that I have that 60 degrees, I have that 45 degrees, and I got that 0.375 inches. I can change my model directly from here. 70 degrees, boom, you see it? So the thing is this. The reason why I have 99, 100, and 101 and not dimension 1, D01, D02, and D03 is because before I started, when I opened this file, it already had a model. And then I deleted it. Yes, remember? So because I already have a model, that means it already had parameters that were associated to that model. So you just found out the next one available. Does that make sense? Okay. In my case, I'm going to do a dimension. Actually, in fact, let's not do the dimension. I'm going to do the equal constraint, and I'm going to say that those two should be the same. And for the one in the center, which is also supposed to be 0.375, I am going to not put 0.375, but I'm actually going to click on the dimension that I know is 0.375. As soon as I do that, it will call out to the parameter that was used, and it will utilize it to define the parameter 102. Does that make sense? It depends. So in other words, there are three dimensions that are driving everything. This one is following something else. Does that make sense? All right, let's go back over here. Do I have any other dimensions that I can use? Since to me I got 3.5, 2.125, and 2.188. So 3.5. Right click, align, 2.125. And the last one was at 2.188. Right click, align, 2.188. Boom. Is this fully constrained? How do you know that it's not fully constrained? It's blue. And it's not supposed to be blue. In fact, if I were to grab my sketch and just move it, you will notice that the whole sketch moves together. Right? It moves together. It's constrained to itself, but it's not constrained to the origin of my part, right? So I want to choose a point. Let's choose, maybe I'll choose this vertical constraint so I can get the midpoint. And I'm going to make it vertical to that point. That way both of them live in the same point. And then I'm going to use the horizontal so that point lives with that point. Does that make sense? Okay, now I have my sketch and I only have the dimensions that I need. I want to finish my sketch. And now I can extrude it. Okay, how much I'm going to extrude it? 1.875. I want to right click, extrude. When you make your extrusion, you have the option of one direction, you have the option of two directions, or the other direction. You have the option of making it symmetrically. You have the option to make it asymmetrically, so one distance different than the other one. You have the option to put a taper, so I can put a taper here, I don't know, 15 degrees. You'll see it, spin taper of 15 degrees. In my case, I don't need no taper. I want to do it center, and I want to do it at 1.875. Cool. I want to change the view so I can see it a little bit better. Shade it with edges. Okay, so what else? Seems to me that one of them has a radius of what? Oh, it doesn't say the radius. Okay, so where do you find the radius? I think if I told you guys, I think I told you guys before that when you do dimensions, you're not supposed to repeat them. Because if you repeat them, then you get conflicting tolerances. Well, since I have a radius here, that means I give it to you somewhere else. Right there. Okay? So 0.938, that's the radius. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do fillet. And I'm going to do 0.938. I'm going to go over there, 0.938. What's that first long? It's not working. I think the thing is this. When I made 1.875 and I'm creating this fillet, this number got rounded up. Right? It's not exactly the one that's supposed to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out what parameter that one is. And once I find what parameter that one is, I'm going to use it. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go find it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go to my parameters. And my parameter is the extrusion parameter and is my 106 parameter. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to make a fillet. I'm going to do a fillet. I'm going to hover where I could see an arrow. I'm going to go down. And then I'm going to look for, sometimes it gives you the select feature dimensions there. Let me see if it lets me to do D106. Think I did, multiply that by 0.5. And then select the other one. And click OK. Beautiful, look at that. In fact, I don't even have to do anything. If I were to change my extrusion, the fillet will follow. Does that make sense? That's what we call it parametric modeling, right? So you are to mess with the parameter, so everything gets to be modeled by itself. It adapts to changes. Let's go back over here. Okay, the other one is 0.375, so that one shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do fillet, 0.375. I'm going to go to the other one, and then I'm going to click OK. Beautiful. Let's go back. It seems to me that I have a hole. That hole is 0.563. What is 0.563? That's 0.5625. Okay, go to your cheat sheet, you will find it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go right click. I'm going to make a hole. Click on there. Click on the center. The reason why it has a counterbore is because the previous one that I did used a counterbore. So I don't want a counterbore this time. I want to go all the way through. And I'm going to 0.5625. And tap enter. So I'm going to go on the other side, and the other side have a slot. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to make a new sketch. Professor Escalona, I don't like it like this. Accommodate it the way you want. Maybe like about yeah. And then double click. I will put it the way you want, right? Okay, I need to put a slot somewhere here. The good thing about it is that Inventor has a bunch of slots that I can use. So in my case, I'm going to use this one as the slot. I'm going to come here. I'm going to come there. I'm going to open up. Okay, it is 1.188, radius of 0.25. Right click. Radius 0.25. And from here to there, 1.188. It's still blue. That means something is missing. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drag it. That's what's missing. So I'm going to make it horizontal. Professor Escalona, you click on horizontal, I see a bunch of dots that are going vertically. That means is the orientation of your view is actually not allowing it to do it. So just choose the other one, horizontal. Now you will see a bunch of dots, horizontal. Grab that one, click it, back, boom, it's locked. I mean, I'm done. I'm going to right click, I'm going to finish my sketch. And then I'm going to do an extrusion. Click, click, all the way through. It has to cut. Click OK. Does that make sense? Okay. Now I have a extrusion somewhere over here. Okay. And if you guys will notice, it seems to me it is the same diameter. It is 1.5, 0.75. And then you have also the same thing on the bottom, right? So I am going to go to the top. I want to create a new sketch. I am going to put it right in the middle. I don't think I created the sketch. Right click, create a new sketch. I want to make a circle. The diameter is 1.5. So right click, diameter 1.5. Click OK. Professor Escalona, I see some yellow lines. What are those yellow lines? The thing is this. When you create your sketch and you click on this plane to actually create the sketch, as soon as you created it, they created this line. These guys are projection lines. You can project things to the plane. How do you project them? With this guy. Just click on it and then select edges. Look at what happened when I click on that circle. Boom. It gets projected. You can grab other things and project them. If you don't want them, just go back to your sketch and you can either delete them or you can make in construction lines. Because you can also make lines that are not going to be used for sketches. They're just construction. In my case, I'm going to delete them. I'm going to delete that one too. I'm going to finish my sketch. And then I'm going to do the extrusion. Now, the thing is this. In this case, I think since I'm going to be using the same sketch, I want to go up and down. you have this asymmetric one, right? That means I can do something, a dimension on the top, and I can do also an extrusion on the bottom. For the bottom one, which it seems to me is this one, is supposed to be 0.5. Remember, I made my sketch. I made my sketch right here, right? So when I do the extrusion on the bottom, I gotta account for the thickness. So 0.375 plus 0.5. So in my case, 0.375 plus 0.5. You can do the math, or you can also write it, and it will do the math for you. The top one, I think, is 0.125, and I want to click OK. Boom. Finally, it seems to me that I have a hole that is 3/4. So I go to the hole. Right click, hole, click on the edge, and the hole is 3/4, 0.75, and click OK. We are pretty much done. The only thing that we're missing is that I gotta put fillets. Fillets all the way over here. The fillets is 0.125. Right on your notes, it tells you. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna click in there. I'm gonna click on the fillet. I'm gonna click there. I'm gonna click there. Here, here, and there. 0.125. I'm gonna click OK. The ones on the bottom as well, it seems to me. And also this one, it seems to me. 0.125, 0.125, 0.125, 0.125, click OK. If it gives you a warning, it's most likely because you gotta do it in a certain order. So I gotta do it by order. So let's do this guy, and then this guy first, and then I'm gonna do this guy, and then that one later. Cool. Because I might cry at you if you do them all at the same time. I believe we are done. I don't want to be able to see my planes. I want to go here to the view, change the planes. Or maybe I want to see some shadows. I will click on the shadows, see the shadows. Maybe I want to see a reflections. Maybe I want to see the ground plane right there. Maybe I want to change the background. I'm going to change this guy. Let's see. Where is the background? Well, it's not gonna, right here. Right here. That's my background. Okay, so let's say that I want to grab this guy and I want to put it in an empty lab. Leaves in an empty lab. There is a cabinet somewhere there, right? In my case, it's right there. Gives you an idea of how big it is. You can also change the lighting and all the goodies. I'm just gonna change it to regular. I think it was cool light. Take care of this, take care of that. I think it's not a big problem right now because the model is so small. But as you're getting bigger, your computer is gonna start suffering, right? So again, that's why you don't wanna work in your flash drive. Okay? I'm gonna save this, and I'm going to open the IDW. I think I have this in my desktop. We are working with in class number 11, IDW. Open it up. Looking at the view, I have a front view. I have a top view. In fact, it's a partial top view. And I have a couple of auxiliary views. So let's do the front view. That's pretty good. I'm going to go to the top view. I'm going to go to the isometric view. Gotta double check my scale. I think it's full. That's okay. I'm going to click on OK. And then I'm going to start moving things. Here. Somewhere there. Seems to me I have something wrong with my model. What is wrong with my model? What is wrong with my model? I have no idea. Okay, might not be nothing wrong with my model, might be just with this line. So the model here looks pretty good. Let me see. I think I'm missing an edge on my model. I think I'm missing this edge right here. You see it? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the fillet that I was using, which I think it was this one. I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna edit the feature. and then I'm gonna click the edge, and that should fix it. I'm gonna go back, and everything should get fixed. And again, that's the reason why we call it a parametric model, because as soon as you change it, everything updates. Okie dokie. Let me see what you guys cannot do. You should be able to do this view. Yes? You already got the isometric view. This guy, we just created, we just need to chop it. So let's chop it. The way you chop it is you go to the right side, there should be a one that says crop. When you click on the crop, it would allow you to, now allows you to select a view. I want to select the view that I want to crop, and then after that, I can crop. So, one way of cropping. There's another way of crop. If you click on the crop, you can right click and then change, select the view, then right click, and then we'll have a circular crop in case you want to do something crop that is going to be circular. Does that make sense? In my case, I'm doing a rectangular crop. So I'm going to go from here to there, click. Whatever you don't want, you can make a window, right click, and turn off the visibility. Right click and turn off the visibility. That one, right click, visibility. Then you guys will notice that I have a bunch of wiggly lines. The way you make the wiggly lines is you do it just like in AutoCAD, which was the line command, right? L for line. As soon as you do L, it will take you to the sketch. You click on the view that you want to make the sketch, and then you start making wiggly lines. And you guys make the wiggly lines for me, okay? I'm going to make it more wiggly. When you're done, you finish the sketch. That's all. All right, so that means you should be able to do the rest of it on this side, right? You should be able to do all of these other dimensions. Oh no, well, I haven't shown you how to do an auxiliary view. Auxiliary view, that's how you do it. There is a one that says auxiliary view. You click on it, the view that you want to create the auxiliary view in respect to, and then it's going to have a view identifier. You can give it a different name. You can different scale. I'm going to click on the edge that I want to make it, and it's going to create the auxiliary view. I want to go and push it over here, and it will create my auxiliary view. In this case, I want to crop it again. So I'm going to go to the crop, select the view, and I actually want to do a circular crop. I'm going to go somewhere by Y and somewhere by Y. I don't want those lines in the middle, so I'm going to go and I'm going to do a window. You select if you don't want it, to hide, right click and hide it. Do the same concept over here. Right click and hide it. There's no visibility. Let's go back over here. You should be able to do it now, right? Let's take a look at your home. By the way, all of these homework that you guys are doing, it gives you an idea of how to dimension, right? Let's take a look at your homework. Homework. Number 11. You guys tell me how would you do it? That's not too bad. Oh, what you guys? It was pretty similar to the one I gave you. How would you do? I'm glad you did that. Right. You can do this not if you want. Do the no chapter. One. Then give it an extrusion. And then you got a couple of holes that you gotta do. We might want to talk about hole patterns. I don't think I told you guys about it, right? The way you do a hole pattern is like this. You come over here and you select, let's say that I want to make a hole. So I'll make a hole. I'm gonna make a hole right there, okay? And I'm gonna make it smaller so you can see the pattern. Let's say that hole is a 1/4 inch, okay? So first make a hole. When you make the hole, remember it's gonna create a sketch. And in that sketch, you can locate the hole, whatever distance you want it to be. Let's say that I wanted to make a 1/2 inch, and then I want to make it a 1/2 inch over here. Okay? Whenever you're done with the hole, then you can now array it. So if you guys go to the model, there will be one that says rectangular. Rectangular, that's for the arrays. You're going to select your feature, and then it's going to ask you to look for a direction. So you're going to click on the direction, you're going to click on an edge. And as soon as you do that, let me see if I can. You can see there is a hole right there. You can give it maybe more, maybe 4, maybe 4. And then the next one is the spacing. Let's say that I want to make it a half an inch separation, maybe 0.75. Does that make sense? If you wanted the opposite direction, that's why you have direction B. So you go to direction B, click on the other edge, and I will give it to you. Click OK. Cool. Thumbs up. Seems to me like something disappeared. I don't know why. Well, they made out. They are there. They just on this face. That makes sense. So they are hidden. So you guys are gonna do hole patterns. Right? Make a couple of hole patterns for these ones on top. You're gonna create a projection view. You can do create projection views too. When you have your view and you have placed it, you can create views by projecting it. This is a projected view. I can grab that view and then create a left view, right? Yes, see? You can create an auxiliary view. You can create a thumb view. In fact, if I want to create another view, all I have to do is create projected, and then we'll create another view from the view that I started. Thumbs up? Okay. That should allow you to do this one. That should allow you to do this guy. Thumbs up? All right, I will see you guys tomorrow.